supposed to be, who I am. And once again, just kind of, I thought I had everything figured out, which always, don't ever think that. Don't ever think that. Because the second you think that is the second that you're just going to get slapped with reality once again. So, doing this whole art thing, doing this whole book thing, doing this whole, I don't know, motivating thing. And again, I go into the back of my mind, and I see what life truly is. It truly is a reflection of who you are to the T. You understand? So anything and everything that you are, the things that you haven't even touched or have brought attention to, they still exist, and your reality is being built off of all of these tiny things that you have yet to put your focus onto. So, I'll sit there, I'll meditate. Like last night, I smoked some weed, get introspective, and looked at the life in front of me, because I don't know, I just been suffocating myself trying to tackle it just head on. So I try to the back door. I try to get to a different place in my mind, which helped a lot. But again, I sit there and I see how small things, small symbols that you see all around you. The way you talk to your mother, the way maybe you get a random message from some person online, or anything that could be deemed as insignificant are truly huge, and it also depends on how you react to it. But again, the fact that you're attracting those sort of reactions, you're attracting those sort of interactions is the problem, because you gotta nip it at the bud. You have to understand why you have put yourself in a situation where this is happening. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to wrap my head around life, and I can see that we can truly be anything we've ever wanted to be. Whatever life you can think of having, whatever you think you want to do, you can, and you do, and you will. And if you don't believe it, just look at another person that has done it, and you are that person. You're already that person, because there's nothing that separates you from that other person. So in all reality, you can look at their life, you can see what they're doing, and you already know that it's being done well. If you wanna know what it feels like to be that person, or to live that sort of life, especially with technology nowadays, go for it. Listen to a podcast, watch some videos, get into their mind, and then understand how they think, what they think, and from there on, you can put yourself into their shoes. And sure, you can go off and do the same thing that they're doing and put yourself in that same market. But if they're doing an amazing job, why would you put yourself into it? I mean, yeah, it could be interesting for a while, but if somebody's doing a job that's just incredible, and they're just pushing everything forward, or doing everything right, they're inspiring the right people, there's nothing that's stopping them, then they're already doing this huge service for the world that is being met. I feel like in life, what we have to do, what each of us has to do, is find something that's not being met in this world, that's not being taken care of in this world, and tackle that. To bring forth something brand new, a new experience that's been left behind, or an old experience that's been left behind, that's been left in the dust, that has great value, or a new experience that's never been experienced before, that will bring value to just civilization, to humanity, in whatever way, shape, or form. So right now I'm sitting here and I'm tackling, ever since getting back from England, I'm fairly certain I'm having an existential crisis, because I thought I knew what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, and then I had momentum just rolling, just plowing through anything and everything. You know, I'd wake up, bam, I'd wake up, bam. I actually had a reason to wake up, and I'd spring out of bed, and I could not be swayed. I was as sharp as an arrow. My focus was laser accurate. Pinpoint. Laser. You get what I mean. And now I'd rather sleep in for another couple hours. You know, I'd wake up at 10, and I'll blame it on my schedule, sure, but again, I'd sleep for 4 hours, you know, when I was this focused, and I'd go the rest of the day, you know, busting ass, you know, taking names, destroying things that need to be destroyed, creating things that need to be created, overcoming obstacles, meeting right people, putting myself into the line of fire, and not even thinking about it. I could identify whatever I need to be done, and bam, I do it. Bam, 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 I do it. But right now, again, I'm trying to rationalize this in my mind. It's like, yeah, maybe it's just winter, maybe I need to rest, maybe I've been putting so much work in that I've completely drained myself of all the energy. But also I remember understanding the fact that energy isn't something that, you know, just you need to absorb. When you have enough motivation, when you have enough passion in your heart, that is where you get your energy from. You are driven by the things that drive you. You are driven by your passions. You're driven toward your goal, and you don't need sleep. You don't need food. You can just do it. And I feel like I've lost that motivation. I feel like I'm just crumbling apart. You know, making excuses, making the easy choices, or not thinking about choices. Like, again, I'm just eating whatever I want now. Still organic, kinda, I think. But, you know, yesterday, like with Halloween and all these things, I've been just eating candy left and right, and I really don't care. I really don't care right now. I'm just doing whatever feels right, whether or not it's going against what I thought I was doing, you know, because health is number one. You know, health brings freedom. Styrofoam. It's very, I don't know. It's funny because, you know, I remember in the past I could, like if I was sad, I was sad, and I know I was sad. If I was happy, I was happy, and I know I was happy, and I know things are coming along, and I know things are happening. And now it's just so much information and people coming into your life that you've never known before, and they're beautiful. But are you going the right way? Are you going the right direction? Are you steering yourself into where you want to go, or where it's just easiest? I don't even know if... Take this exit. You know, there's so many things I can do and I want to do. So many things, you know. Science has always been beautiful. You know, I was just talking to my mom about, you know, science. You know, biology has always struck a chord with me. Just how things work, how they grow. You know, genetics, epigenetics is a beautiful field. Just how the environment shapes the body, the reactions. It's always been fascinating. Now it's like with all the art things, you know. Painting is cool. I love painting. Playing music is cool. A lot of things are cool. A lot of things are fun to do. Maybe I'm doing too many things at once already. But I'm thinking, you know, it's like, I go back and I look at the world, because the world will accept whatever it needs. The world wants something new. Whenever you get to a state of being, a state of thinking that is new, that is something different, the world will just snatch it up. Because, again, I feel like everybody on this planet, every single person, is and knows everything that they know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's happening. And you are at the focal point of life. Oh, it's good. And everybody's just trying to see, with your life, with all this time that you're given, with all the opportunities that you're given, what can you do with it? Because right now, the world is your oyster. Always, the world is your oyster. It's how do you go and make use of the resources that are around you? How? Because right now we have time, we have all of these things happening around. Internet's a way to connect with anybody and everybody in this world. And how are you utilizing and what you want to do? So it feels like the world is watching you 24/7 to see what it is you will accomplish. And you can sit there and you watch TV and then nobody cares. Because it's like, okay, you're just watching TV, you're not doing anything. And this is the problem. It's like, when I do create something, like the book, the clothes, the designs, it's like, is that even necessary? Like, who cares? Who needs this? Does anybody even need this? Like, whatever, I wrote my book, it's all about happiness and all these things and love. I feel like it's, in a way, it encompasses, in a whole, just a human experience in an abstract way. I'm abstract. I think abstract, and it's so weird. I feel like everybody already sees this. They understand this, and it's not anything new. It's not anything that, I don't know. I mean, I have helped a couple people, and that was beautiful. That proved to me, in a way, that there's people that are one way, and then you can be a factor in their life to take their life into a better place. And that's a beautiful thing to do to somebody else. If somebody else is lost, if right now I'm sitting here and I feel lost, like I do feel lost, and then somebody comes into my life and says some things and then just strays me toward the right direction, inspires me to do something in the right direction, that then makes me happier. And allows me to find more of myself than I'm willing to see at this point, because maybe I feel like I have shades on or something. That would be amazing. I'd be incredibly grateful for that. I'd be like, what? But again, you have to be receptive. Be receptive, so you already have to be looking for that. But I see the world as a whole, and I'm just wondering, like, what? Again, it's like, what's the purpose? What is my purpose? What is your purpose? What is our purpose of being here? Because again, I feel like as soon as you figure out what your purpose is, or what you're supposed to be doing, or as soon as you get it, you transcend past this world and just, okay, you got it. You got it. You understand the meaning of life, and I can see the tier system, basically, how you go up this ladder or this rung, and you get your philosophers, get your painters, and they all just here, and more of them, maybe get more, they understand more. But that's on the, like, I feel like that's the left side of the brain. That's the analytical part, where you want to make sense of all these things, and then you'll get to a point, and then you keep rising, you keep rising, and you stop here, and it's like, and then you need to explain that. You're like, I am spending my time like this because I find this fascinating. It's like you're answering. It's like you're explaining what to a higher power, to a deity. It's like, this is what I choose to do with myself because I find this fascinating, and I will defend that with my whole life, because I spend my whole life doing it. Because it brings me interest, it brings me happiness. I felt like I was helping somebody. I felt like I was doing something for the world, for myself, for everything. But I feel like if you continue all the way up, you keep going, because you don't need it's like, you don't need to explain yourself to anybody. That's the thing. You don't need to explain yourself. You can see and observe everything that's going on, and you can get to the top rung, basically, to the top of this pyramid. And at the top is, I feel like enlightenment, obviously, but it's almost scary in a sense to be there, because you keep getting pulled aside with these other things, like, oh, how can I look past this, right? Like, I have to defend this for some reason. And then it's funny, then you look at life, it's like, is life worth, don't get me wrong, I'm not suicidal or anything like that, but then you look at life and you say, is it worth living? Because if you can just figure it out, bam, you figured it out, and there's your life. You already know that you are everything and all around you. All these people are doing all of these things, and they're being accomplished, and you can see the lessons that are being portrayed through their actions, and you can learn what you need to learn off of that. But then, the human experience, life, it is about just taking the whole, the world view out of it, taking the mind out of it in a sense, and just appreciating this moment, just being here and just seeing things like, wow, the craftsmanship of the car that I'm driving. Put in the attention into everything that I do, the focus, because that makes you alive. Because if you don't pay attention, if you don't focus, if you just coast through life, it goes by really fast, and you don't know, it just happens in a blink of an eye. But the more you observe it, the more focus you put into all the things that you do. It's like you are observing every moment that passes, instead of going into autopilot. And I feel like I've been living in autopilot. That's the thing. I feel like I've been living in autopilot for the last few months or so, and I'm trying to get out of it. And because I'm sitting here and just meticulously formulating an idea of where I want to branch my life to, where I want to go, because I can in the next just by tomorrow I can choose 4 or 5 different lifestyles, let's say, that I can pick from, just completely different from what I'm doing now, and completely just off the wall. And then one includes my family, one doesn't. One includes a house, one includes me sleeping in the car, and all of these things, they don't scare me. They don't. I know I'd survive. I know I would make it through whatever I put myself into, and I know I'd get some sort of benefit out of it. Some knowledge, some wisdom, something that I'm striving towards. But again, there's a time for learning, there's a time for doing. Come on lady, come on. Alright, she's taking a left. And right now I'm sitting here, I learned a bunch about this, that, or the other thing. I don't know a damn thing about anything. And art, biology, all these things are cool. Don't know anything about anything. I have an idea, I have a picture, I have a premise of how things might work in a sense, But again, I'm going around day to day thinking, what is that thing that I guess I would have to defend my life with? What is that thing that I could wake up and just spring at and just think, man, this can drive me for a lifetime? There's an orange on the ground. That's not an orange. That's a plastic ball that's orange. Looked very real from afar. Did I pass it while I was talking? So that's, I don't know, my mind is trying to wrap around all these things, and I don't know. Am I thinking too much? I didn't listen to. Oh, I should have taken the left there. I don't know if I'm thinking too much. Maybe I just need to get out of my own head and just do. You know, right now I have a job. I have a place to stay, a place to sleep. I have friends that I see from time to time. I'm making new friends who are, amazing, interesting, artistic. I have a family that loves me. I have friends that love me. I have strangers that love me. I love everybody. I don't have a woman in my life, but I don't know, I'm sure they'll come eventually. Not that I'm looking for it anymore. I mean, I am. Always am. Always think that she's gonna be just around that corner. She's gonna just bump into me, and then it's gonna be just like, what? But I feel like it won't happen until I find my purpose, Which, I'm here, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But I thought my purpose was just to give love to people, just make people's days a little bit brighter, and I do that whenever I can. I don't know, I'm craving something. I don't know. We'll be back. Almighty update.